a few years ago. A global pandemic swept through the lungs of the planet's soul. So we couldn't get together with family, caught in the obligations of living. And I made excuses that I learned from you, like winter can be so goddamn cruel. But it's been 2 summers past, and I could have already driven there and back. When we were young, they said it would happen. So me and my sister figured it would. But inside acceptance, I run a circle, caught in the feeling of being so old and so young. And civilizations made up the rituals for mourning and moving on from death. So we might know how 1,000 years later, how in the world to lay your body to rest. And I'm writing poetry and nodding my head when somebody talks about grief. So I'm writing poetry and nodding my head when somebody talks about grief. In the painting of the pine trees, on the hillside where you named me, on the wind we spoke your memory, and the tall grass kissed our knees. Sometimes I can still hear you laughing when the earth shook from the sound of the cannons. From ashes to ash in the hills of Nebraska, you have been returned to dust. Still I'm writing poetry and nodding my head when somebody talks about grief. I'm writing poetry and nodding my head when somebody talks about